everybody. Welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And Way Home fans are going to be so excited. We have Brady himself here with us. We have Al Mukadam here. And Al, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Rachel. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, this is your first time on the podcast. We'd like to give you a chance to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you got started in acting. You got started young, right?
I did, yeah. What can I tell you? Yeah, I started when I was like a kid. But like I got to clarify that when people ask, people ask, like, "Oh, did you have like a momager or something like that?"
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't the case. It was like all upon my own volition. I was like that kid. I was like that attention-seeking little brat in school that always wanted to get a laugh from the class clown vibes, big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and then I kind of pursued, and then I had a friend whose aunt was an agent, and then I kind of
Oh.
tracked her down and yeah, got started.
So, were you're in Vancouver and you heard about something shooting, or how did you even get involved at a young age?
Well, I'm Toronto. I'm in the
Oh,
east side
Toronto.
of it
Okay.
all. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And which I'm not sure if you know, but like Toronto has its own robust film and
Oh,
television
yeah. Yeah.
industry, but it's also like it steps in and it moonlights for other cities and so many other
Sure, sure. Yeah.
American and other all over the world really productions. So a lot of service productions happen here. So
Yeah.
actors and crew and everybody gets a chance to work on some all kinds of levels of different productions and stuff like that. So there's a lot going on when I started in like the late 90s already, kind of a thing. So yeah, I've been kind of lucky to bounce around, and I got to stop saying this, but I used to call myself like a ham and egger type of actor, which is
Okay.
a knock around guy kind of thing. Rocky
Yeah.
Balboa calls himself a ham and egger type of fighter, but what I mean when I say that is that I've like been very fortunate to bounce around to different
Yeah.
shows and movies and stuff that have been shot here.
When you were younger, I was looking at your IMDb. It looked like you did a lot of voice acting.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
something you still like to do? You still enjoy? Yeah.
Yeah, I have a Zoom later today set up for
Oh.
another voice audition, which are a lot of fun. Yeah, that's how I kind of like made my bones. I started off I played the fox in Franklin the Turtle for a little while, and
Oh.
a really indie kind of cult show called Angela Anaconda, which was like this weird
Uh-huh.
of animation that I really enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a
Yeah.
lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. I love animation. That's my like other passion for outside of Hallmark because I
What are your
absolutely
shows? What are your go-tos? Where are you at?
um well, I mean, I'm more as far as the more in the films, more of
Okay.
in general, I'm more of a movie person than a TV person.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, just watching Arcane uh
Okay.
was
Okay.
incredible. I
Yeah.
mean, the second season was not as good as the first, but how could it? I mean,
Okay. Okay. I
waiting
haven't taken it in.
3 years.
I'm familiar with it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Oh,
You recommend it? The first season, at least,
yeah.
anyway.
Oh, yeah. I mean, still, the
Okay.
second season is still good.
Okay.
It's just a little. It's. I mean, the first season is a masterpiece. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But like the second season, it's just a little more ungainly. It's not as tight in the storytelling. It kind of goes off on these tangents, but it's still an incredible show. I also loved Hilda. Uh,
Okay. I don't know
it's
that
been a
one.
bit. It's been a couple years, but that was a great show on Netflix. Hilda the Mountain
Is
Cruise.
Arcane anywhere like adjacent or like vibe-wise similar to Blue-Eyed Samurai?
I don't
Have you
know. I
seen
don't
that?
know
That was a
that.
Netflix animated show as
Oh,
well
okay.
from like
Um,
last year, I want to say. That was really, I enjoyed that.
yeah, yeah, and I really love Over the Garden Wall. Did you ever watch that?
No, I don't know that one. No.
That one, it's just a 10 part the whole thing, it's 10 shorts. Um,
Okay.
but to combine together, it's kind of a Wizard of Ozzy meets like Coraline, kind of have the sort of vibes going on of
Okay.
these two brothers in the underworld, and
Okay.
it's so beautifully animated. The music's incredible. It's another masterpiece. I highly recommend checking that
Okay.
out. But
Nice.
yeah, I also just I really enjoy The Simpsons. I really enjoy
Of course. Classic.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So Gravity Falls, I loved.
Okay.
That's a
Okay.
great
Yeah. Yeah.
show.
Yeah. 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 I'm
Yeah.
familiar.
I even loved Star Wars Rebels. I thought that was really good.
Star Wars Rebels, Clone Wars. I'm like just like seeing clips
Yeah.
on YouTube. I so enjoyed that series. They're doing a
Yeah.
new, it's like at the Star Wars Celebration. They're doing Sam Witwer's coming back to play like a Darth Maul series, animated
Oh
series.
yeah.
excited for
There's
that.
still some, I feel like they burned all their bridges with their live action, but there's still some like hope for animation in
Well,
Star
Andor just came
Wars.
out yesterday, I feel. Season 2 of
Yeah,
Andor. I don't know if you've watched
I
that
haven't
or
seen
have
it
any
yet,
interest. Yeah, I haven't taken it in, but I like the
but
actors and stuff.
but yeah, there's a ton of it's actually I would say as far as films,
Yeah.
I this is a tangent, but like
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that right now is the most exciting period of animation since the Disney Renaissance. It is
Mm,
just incredible with what people are doing with films like the Spider-Verse films and Puss
incredible.
in Boots: The Last Wish
Yes.
and the Pinocchio, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, just like these
Yeah.
incredibly bold, beautiful flow last year,
Hmm.
incredible.
Hmm. Yeah.
Wild
French one,
Robot was
yeah.
so good, and just these
Bad
movies with
Robot
like
hits
heart
hard,
and
right?
soul and
Yeah.
an incredible artistic vision, and it's very exciting.
Totally. I'm 1,000% with you. It's yeah, it's a great time for animation. And animation, you brought it up, and like I remember, like, you know what I mean, like when you're like a kid and you're like, what was the movie that you like remember? There's a couple that I have.
Oh
But
yeah.
one of them was The Lion King.
Yeah, oh
That
yeah.
Lion King, like it just, I remember watching that. I was like, this is cinema. I was like, whatever,
Yeah.
like 8 or 9. But I was like,
Yeah.
this is the best it's ever gonna be. As a,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I was like so blown away by that storytelling.
Yeah, I watched it. I happened to be able to watch it on the big screen
Oh
last
yeah.
year. Yeah,
Oh
and
nice.
you just sit back and you're just like, "Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's so
Wow."
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
So moving. Yeah.
Yeah. I could sit here and talk about animation with you the whole time.
We should do it one of these days.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Absolutely. A follow up.
Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
Yeah. How were you able to transition from being like a child actor, teen actor to
Yeah.
being a working adult actor? Was that hard?
Yeah, it's a journey, Rachel. It's
Yeah,
it is what
yeah.
it is. It's like yeah, I'm like a lifer at this point, right? So like in the sense that like I've just put in my 20 years kind of thing,
Yeah.
even though it started when I was like super young. So yeah, and those transitions are what they are.
Uh-huh.
They're difficult. There's lean years, there's great years, but if you and then you go off and you do your own thing too. Like we started making like little short films and you know what I mean, like trying to
Yeah.
write little web series stuff or trying to sell TV scripts. Like if you love this stuff, then you kind of it's in you. You know what I mean? So you try and find any which way to stay in it and find and maintain and enjoy the passion of that journey with it. So yeah, I've been really lucky. That's what I have to say is like the bottom line of it all, where
Yeah.
like yeah, I just keep coming back to it and it just keeps coming back to me and
Yeah.
just I just keep getting kind of really lucky and it's been a great ride. Yeah, there's ups and downs, but it's the journey.
So you were in this one of the recent Hearts Around the Table movies,
Yeah.
and of course with Brady. Like, are we gonna see you get the girl in one of these movies one of these days?
Rachel, come on, let's do it already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm campaigning over here. I'm starting here's my first stop of my campaign. I'm announcing my candidacy as leading man, romantic guy who ends up
Yeah.
getting the girl in the end. Yeah, yes, absolutely. I
Yes.
would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do it, Hallmark. Let's
yeah,
make this happen.
absolutely.
So what was the audition process like for getting the role of Miss Brady?
Yeah, so I had worked with the director of the first couple of episodes of Hallmark season 1 of Way Home season 1,
Yeah.
a gentleman by the name of Grant Harvey. And I worked with him over the years here and there kind of thing. And so I think he saw my tape. I had actually, funnily enough, a little scoop here, I had auditioned for Elliot as well
Oh,
first.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they came back around. They're like, I think Brady would be, something for you. And I think because they had already got Sadie at that point already, and they were looking to mix up like the parentage of that kind of thing. So that worked as well. And yeah, so I know I was going to be like in good hands and received well because Grant was at the helm of the audition process as the director. Um, and yeah, it just kind of worked out
Yeah.
from there where yeah, I got the part.
Yeah. You must have been very excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Also though, like like I didn't know what it was at the beginning. Like again, like
Yeah.
having been around for a minute and doing all these kinds of different things, and some hit, some don't, some work, some
Right.
don't, and you're like, okay, this is just another gig that I'm going to go do. And then to see the response is like, oh wow, this is like
Yeah.
people really love this show. So I really didn't really know. I didn't really know how like what the response was going to be.
Yeah.
It was just a job that I was excited to go do.
Yeah. When you first read the pilot script, like, what did you think
Yeah.
of it?
I was in
Yeah.
immediately, like that cold open from the pilot to the mysteries. And like I know the show is just like it's exploded the show now, right? Like with all these different kind of
Yeah.
storylines and timelines and areas, and it's like Lost or something. Like it's all over the place,
Yeah.
like it's yeah, it's
Well,
cool.
it's really a fun show to watch live because we've had all these bingeable shows, but I think that The Way Home is a return to the water cooler show.
Totally, totally.
That we haven't had, at least in my life, we haven't had in a long time. That you everybody has like, oh, did you see that said 1814 there on that thing, and oh, did you see that link that was over there, or that writing, and everybody's noticing different clues and has
Yeah,
their own theories. Oh, like, whoa, maybe it was this, or what if it was, what if this was what that timeline, or and
yeah,
so it makes it really fun to it's been really fun to cover, but just fun to watch.
yeah, totally. Yeah, there's so many Easter eggs, and I think the writers and the creators do such a wonderful job of being so attuned and astute to this attention to detail and
Yeah.
how it all kind of comes back around. Like I don't know. So I heard it somewhere. I think it was them. They're like trying to build a Swiss watch during a
Yeah.
tsunami or something. Like you're doing all these different
How
things that kind of
much do
come
you
together.
think that they have like planned ahead versus like making it as they go?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I think they know. I think they know, and but then also like they won't tell like the cat, or they won't tell
Yeah.
me. That's for sure. Like
Right,
I don't
right.
really know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, and I kind of like that too. I kind of get to enjoy it as an audience member week to
Yeah.
week, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
Yeah.
do you try to do you have your own theories? I'm like, oh, I think this is where it's going, or this might be.
I can't even begin. No, I don't. I
I
don't.
mean, you don't have to
Also,
tell
like,
us, but just as do you kind of have your own uh
no,
yeah.
I hope that Alice doesn't wake up and it was all a dream or something.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but no, I also think like I kind of at a certain point I like leaned into the fact that like Brady, for example, my way into this
Yeah.
story is Brady, and Brady like he's pretty clueless, right? Like he
Yeah.
doesn't know what's
He
going
doesn't
on,
know.
right? He's not privy to any of this stuff, and it's been kind of fun and funny on set to play some of those moments of like, hey, what's going on here? Like
Yeah.
what does that
It's
mean?
funny
What do you?
that.
And now all these other characters like giving furtive looks and all this kind of stuff, and he's so out of the loop, which kind of plays
Yeah.
a bit of the comedy too of like
Yeah.
he's just kind of he has no idea what's going on.
Was it a challenge to have to play Brady that's a pretty flawed character, especially at the onset? Was that
Yeah,
challenging?
it's interesting. It's always like it's more nuanced and it's more complicated and it's interesting. I think it was like the first I'll say this, the first day of production on season 1, the first scene of the day, the first rolling
Yeah.
on the entire series of The Way Home was myself and Kyler Lee shooting a scene, going to pick up, or going to getting called into the school to see Alice at the school at like the pageant, the
Yeah.
concert kind of thing. So, and nobody knew it was like the first day jitters, the first day of a job of any kind. Like, what are we doing here? What's your name? Like everybody's like, just so that was
Sure.
like interesting to be there at the very very first literal first moments of the whole journey of this whole show. But I approached Brady like I approach kind of any other character, is like, okay, like let me get into his perspective and the humanity therein of the character. And yeah, he's flawed and he gets a lot of crap early on, kind of a thing. But I think it takes a minute to kind of settle out the fact, like his true intentions, which is that though things didn't work out with Kat, that there's still a lot of love there, and it's complicated and it's messy, but that I don't think Brady's ever kind of fallen out of love with Kat in that sense, you know. And then so that's like a nice thing to play. And then also, I mean, he's a father with a daughter and like
Yeah.
the kid.
I
Like
mean,
he
doesn't
just you
that make
never.
what he does even worse if he hasn't fallen out of, if he's still, like, the fact that he cheated on her?
I don't. Well, no, I don't think that. I don't think he ever cheated on her. I think that they had already kind of gone their separate ways before he starts dating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his new
Oh,
girlfriend.
okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
did ask that. That he's not a bad guy in that sense of like he's not a cheater. No, 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 no.
Okay.
I gotta fight for Brady on that one. No, no, no. They had decided to separate before, and it was like
Oh,
I
okay.
think the news was that it was moving along with his new girlfriend. That they were going to be moving in together. Like it was getting more serious. That was a little bit of like, oh, okay, I didn't know that's where you guys were at, kind of thing on Cat's ears.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
no, he never transgressed. He never crossed that line. I'll defend
Oh,
that point.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then with his daughter, with Alice, it's like, that's his kid. That's like his little baby girl. Like he'll do anything for her, and that love is forever and strong, and
Hmm.
he just loves his kid.
Yeah.
So that was
Are
always
you are you glad that you don't have to jump in the pond, or do you kind of wish that you could do it?
100%,
Yeah, yeah.
100%. I don't know, like probably late. I don't know. I don't think like yeah, story wise and all that kind of stuff. It's like what's he doing there? What's like does that make sense or anything like that? But no, I don't know if you talked to Kyler and to Sadie, and even Evan about jumping in the pond, but
Because there's, like, they have a trophy, right? Or a little thing, a
yeah,
ponder.
like that whole pond thing. Yeah, it's like a rite of passage and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, listen, it's cold and it's wet, obviously, and I'm like happy to take the pass and to sit on the bench for that stuff.
Yeah.
Call me lazy, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm
Do
fine
you
with not
think that
jumping in the pond.
there could be any situation where Brady would need to jump,
I mean, we'll
would
find
need to
out. I
time
don't know.
travel?
Yeah, I mean, why?
I
I
mean,
mean, he's got to like.
it would have to be something where Alice needs to be helped in some way. That's the only reason I can imagine.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. You like you got a baby, you got a fur baby, you got whatever. They're in trouble. You don't think twice
Hmm.
about hopping in. You lift a car up
Yeah.
over your head. You know that whole story, right?
Uh-huh.
With your kid. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great motivation. I like that. I'm gonna pitch that. Smart.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
That's great.
Make me executive producer.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll shut you out. The
Yes.
credits for sure. Yeah,
Um, so uh, the so they have the younger actor that's playing young Brady.
yeah,
And you obviously, since you don't time travel, you're not in any scenes together.
yeah.
Well, so what was that like for you to see his work and him play young you? And, like, have you been able to, like, interact with him at all or meet him?
So that's such a funny story. So, first of all, the hair and makeup department, I think they did a wonderful job just on like the visage, on like the look casting wise. I think
Yeah.
we do look like the younger and older version of each other. He's got better hair than I do. I'm trying to grow mine out to try and catch up to him, but they what they did, they put I have like a little butt chin, so
Oh,
they
right.
drew in a little butt chin on him, which was a funny thing. But Sid Sharma is the guy who plays young Brady, and we met for the first time at the season 1 rap party.
Okay.
and we hit it off instantly. And he was like, man, like, let's go for coffee. So we started hanging out, and he's a really impressive actor as well, and writer and director as well. So he was like, man, I want to like work with you on something. Like, I want to. So he's got his own thing, his whole own thing going on, of a network of filmmakers and indie stuff going on that he's bubbling and writing and directing. And he wrote a short film called Unfamily. I don't know where you can find it just yet, but it's doing its like festival run right now, that
Yeah.
he wrote and directed and stars in. And the story is that we play brothers in this short film that he wrote and directed. So that was a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And we've become like fast friends. And we've subsequently worked on another show in different episodes together. But yeah, I love Sid. Sid's my little brother, for real, for real. I
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be fun to see those scenes and kind of see how they play out.
Incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
all the younger versions of all the other characters too. They all do
Oh,
such a
yeah.
wonderful job. It's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Utah local indie romance author Rainy Dang and her new novel, Miss Nguyen's Bodyguard. This novel brings a Vietnamese love story to life. For her safety, Claire Nguyen is sharing an isolated cabin with her family's brooding bodyguard Cage, and he is doing all he can to keep his hands off her while under the watchful eyes of the security cameras. Will Claire be able to open her dream bookstore and live the humble life she craves? Or will she face the daunting task of continuing her parents' multi-billion-dollar legacy? Either way, will she be able to keep Cage in the process? Rated 4 out of 5 chili peppers. This one's got a little bit of spice, but it's a lot of fun. So you should definitely check it out. Use the affiliate link below. It's Miss Nguyen's Bodyguard by Rainy Dang. So what's it like, particularly working with Sadie for the scenes without that? That's who you're with most of your scenes, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, she's a national treasure. She's a joy. She's awesome. She's
Mhm.
such a good actor. She's so in it with you in a scene. We play a lot of like emotional beats, the splintering of a family and her, going back to her grandmother's farm and all that kind of stuff. It's really like it's heavy,
Yeah.
emotionally. And Sadie is such a good actor that even, I remember one instance where it was like we were in a scene, we were shooting in her bedroom, and Brady was on about something or other about, you know, whatever happens, I'm still your dad and I'll always be here for you and I'll always love you. And I
Mhm.
remember getting a little emotional and choked up on the set. And so the camera was on me. So it was my close up and she was off camera. And I remember her being right there with me in the scene, and her started to well up from behind the camera, and she was getting emotional. And so I was like, she's just in it, She's so right there and such a pro, and it's a joy to share the set with her. She's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky to work with such a talented actor,
Yeah.
Sadie.
Yeah. So, do you think would you be able to, if you were ever called upon to sing with Sadie, do you think you could, are you a singer? Do you
I don't
sing?
know if we do any daddy daughter duets or anything like that.
She
No,
sung
I'm
with
more of a.
Jefferson, so it would,
That's true. That's true. No, no one has approached me or asked me if I can hold a tune or note. I don't even know the expression. That's how bad I
yeah,
am.
yeah.
Not a singer. I'm not a very good musical person. Um, I'm more of a clown or a jokester than a singer at all. So I
Uh-huh.
don't know if that's on the table, but who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe he jumps in the pond and
yeah,
he magically gets a singing voice or
yeah.
something.
So I think that Elliot and Dell have the most sort of issues with Brady as far as, I mean, especially there's obviously a rivalry between Elliot and Brady.
Yeah,
But Dell, I think, feels kind of resentful of Brady too. And taking her daughter away, whatever.
yeah.
I don't know. What do you think about those relationships on the show?
I mean, they're so much fun to play. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I know Evan from a long time ago, and um, we've been kind of contemporaries through our whole professional lives, kind of a thing. So I've known him for a very long time, and he's sharp. He's sharp as a tack, and super funny. Got a great sense of
yeah,
humor. He's super quick. Loves
yeah.
to improvise and throw in stuff off the wall to see what gets in. And it's kind of like a game that we share to sneak in what we can get in, between these little back and forths and these little bickering moments between Brady and Elliot. but they like to spar with him with these two characters is hilarious. It's a lot of fun. And I think like Kyler and Sadie and even Andy like kind of enjoy watching this little back and forth, this
Yeah.
little friendly rivalry that we have as actors, but then there's these characters too. Anytime I can have fun and dance with somebody like that is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then with Dell's character, Odell, it's like you know, I'm lucky in my real life. I have a wonderful mother-in-law, and I get along with her very well. But and I don't know. I know that they've had their beefs, and he's pulled her daughter away, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I never saw. Maybe she'll give Brady the eye roll now and then or something like
Yeah.
that. But there were some nice scenes and moments that we got to play recently that was that was just really nice. And then obviously getting to work with Andy McDowell was like an incredible career highlight
Yeah.
experience. So
Sure. Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot to play. It's complicated.
Mhm.
It's family. It's you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. How long is the season shoot for? How long does it usually
I
is
don't
it
know. I'm not
gone?
good with timelines. I get blurry with all that stuff. But a good
Uh-huh.
six chunk of the year kind of a thing. That will bang out a whole season.
Do you know when they're gonna start with season 4?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure
Yeah.
exactly when, but probably sooner than later. I haven't gotten the call yet of when we're starting, so we'll see.
We'll be so excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It just keeps going. I love it.
Yeah, I worried that will be a bit because I think that they were originally planning on they weren't going to air season 3 until the fall.
Right.
They were going to air it on Hallmark Plus, and then they were going to wait and air it on Hallmark Channel. But then there was all the outcry, which was amazing to see that the fans were so invested. But
Yeah.
they aired it earlier than they thought. So I
Mhm.
wouldn't be surprised if it's a bit, which would
Yeah. Well, that story is so cool to me. It's like what a testament to the fandom and the support and the
yeah,
audience that the show has. Like that, they're like, what are you talking about? No,
yeah,
not okay. You know, and I'm like, okay, just kidding, just kidding.
yeah.
I like
Well,
that. I like that. There's influence there.
yeah, I was so glad too because, like I said, it's the kind of it's a water cooler show. You want to talk about it. You want to talk about it, and so it would have been really hard, especially as a podcast, to I can't. I mean, like, what am I allowed to spoil and not spoil for the Hallmark Plus people? It would have been a mess. So I was
Yeah,
so happy that they changed their
agreed.
mind.
Agreed. Give the people what they want.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, and it is fun too. It seems like that the cast is as big a fan of the show as because I've interviewed enough people to know and it's a job and that's fine and totally valid. But
Yeah.
you can tell when the cast is like really loves it, loves the
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're locked in. We're locked in. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there is a closeness, and it starts at the top too. The writers, the directors, creators of the show. You could tell that they have a real passion for the show, for the characters, for the storytelling,
Mhm.
for these emotional beats. I mean, we had the script continuity person um, tearing up at a scene between
Oh, that's got to be a nightmare. Script continuity job. That's got to be really hard for that show.
something that's
All
like
these
a beautiful
timelines.
mind kind of like
Yeah.
numbers going down in front of your thing. Yeah. I don't but yeah, like these scenes that are coming in and like they're invested. They're like, oh my god, these two characters are like meeting here, and like you know what I
Yeah.
mean. Like this means this, so like everybody's super locked in, which is really cool
Yeah.
to see. And then also there's just like a closeness between amongst the cast, right? Like
Yeah.
the core cast and all the new people that are kind of coming in. It's a very warm and welcoming set, and I can't. And from my experiences that I've had, I can't say that about most or
Yeah.
all the stuff that I've worked
Yeah.
on. So that's a really special thing that I think adds to the show as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Do you have of the various timelines since your character doesn't time travel that one you would most like to time travel in and but you also enjoy watching that timeline the most?
I think I love that
1814, 70s, 1999.
I go 90s. I gotta say because
Oh,
it's fresh. Like I
yeah.
mean, it was just I lived through that, right? So it's
Yep.
like like even just like the set design, which I think they do such an incredible job on the show of the details they are in there too. Like
Yeah.
I just remember being like, 12 or a teenager or whatever I was around that time, and Y2K and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like that's just like the freshest. So like it's like the same kind of music I listen
Yeah.
to now anyway. Like so it's like 90s hip hop or whatever it is. Like it's still so fresh for me. So I
It
like
makes
that
me
the most.
feel old because I graduated from high school in 99.
Yeah.
So like I'm not ready for my years to be like those nostalgic years. But if you think about it, it's it's not like we think of, oh, there's such a time difference between in Back to the Future to when he
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
back to his, but like
Yeah.
it's basically it's I think more than that now between
I
the,
know.
and I'm like, what? How's that possible?
I know. I know. It's scary for sure. It's an
I'm not
uncomfortable
ready.
thought for sure. Yeah, totally. Don't give me that information just yet. But yeah, totally.
I'm
Yeah.
not ready to be nostalgic. I'm not ready to hear the songs of my youth on the oldies channel. Like
Yeah,
that's
right,
just
right.
that's upsetting.
Yeah, in the elevator or something like that. And you're
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
What? So, but yeah, I mean that's definitely the most questionable fashion time is the 90s.
Well, I don't know, man.
That
Fashion
was
is
rough.
cyclical, right? Like now bell bottoms are coming back around from like the 90s that were from the
Yeah,
70s that like it's I don't know. It's
that's
like
true.
just everything is cyclical.
Ugh, there were just so many
Yeah.
bad
I know
styles
I don't
still.
love what's happening right nowadays. Like I
Like,
don't I don't know the fashions of today. Like I'm too old for that now of like keeping up with what's cool now. Like
yeah.
I will point out these glasses. I wanted to bring these glasses up. These are my I call these my Andy McDowell glasses.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She has these like slightly tinted. I fashioned them after her. I got them. I was influenced by the style icon that is Andy McDowell.
Yeah. Yeah. Is she like, is she very funny? I would think that she would be hilarious.
She's the best.
Like work with.
She's
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
absolute best. Yeah,
I mean,
she's
she's been
just
in
everything
so
you think
many.
she is, and fun and funny and like irreverent
Yeah.
and like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, let's do it. And then she like just
Right.
step in and just friggin' nail it. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is like a screen icon legend in our
Yeah.
present here. It's amazing.
If you were to meet somebody who hadn't gotten into the show, what would be your pitch to them? Watch the show, you're gonna love it. It's a good show. What would be your pitch for the way
Really good
home?
question. I would say it's a generational um family, not fair family, like family drama, but not like melodrama. It's like it's a family story, and then I would say like it's a generational family story with time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's what it is, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like and that I think that edge and that hook takes to the next level. I think people really enjoy that. But
Mm-hmm.
it is both those things. It is a genuine family drama, and it's also a very genuine time travel show too. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like a really cool way of bringing those two genres together.
Yeah, you don't have to be into science fiction though. I think that when people hear time travel, sometimes that people like, oh, I don't like, I'm not into
Yeah.
science fiction.
No,
And
but it's like
this
it's
isn't at
emotional. Yeah.
all. It's really
Yeah.
not. And it's a mystery too, which I think is
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
Put the pieces together.
You're better at this than I am. This is good. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite, I'd say I love anything going back 1814.
Hmm.
Ah, I love it. I
Yeah.
I mean, I hope we haven't closed off that. I was a little nervous about the end of season, this last season,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I'm a huge Thomas fan, Team
Yes.
Tomcat all the way.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm nervous. I'm nervous about that. But but I just really have found it all compelling. I love Susanna, such a
Yeah.
great
Yeah. She's great.
character,
Yeah.
and it just everything is just so to me compelling, and everything that's happening with Jacob there
Yeah.
and Elijah, and just those characters are so good, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Chris. Chris.
Yeah.
Chris Holden Reed, plays Thomas. I mean,
Oh, he's so good.
he's terrific. He's been around for a long time, and I've been a fan of his work for a while. He just
Yeah.
brings so much to anything that he does, and he's terrific in this.
Yeah.
But yeah, all those characters and those actors from that time are great. Yeah.
So I hope that we still keep getting
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. Me
stories.
too.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see we're saying that if they want to do a new time period for the next season, they could easily do the 1920s, and they could film it at Hope Valley. When Calls the Heart, Hallmark.
Yes.
Because right now, When Calls the Heart is set in the 1920s.
Right.
So you got it all right there.
So we got to
In
get
family.
get you a job on this show. I mean, we got to get you a writing credit. We got to get you a co-producer, something. I mean,
I'm ready to
these
go.
are all
like, I'm
golden
not even
ideas
kidding.
here.
I really am.
Yeah, no, I know. You've got it all mapped out. This is amazing.
Have them call me.
Yeah, I will. I'll pass it along.
Okay, good. Because I mean, that would just save everybody. You
Yeah,
know,
I love it.
It would be perfect.
You're thinking like a producer now too. You're like, hang on a second. How do we? Yeah, this is. You've done your homework here, clearly.
So I'll look forward to seeing Hope Valley in The Way Home.
Yeah.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, Hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies.
All right. Well, very good. We have some fun rapid fire, get to know you questions we like to end our interviews with. First question: what is the best ice cream flavor?
Napolitan. And am I saying that right? Napolitan, where you get the pink, the brown, and the chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry.
Yeah, get a little of everything. Good.
Yeah,
okay.
Diversity. You know?
What is your favorite color?
Black. That's all. I only wear black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. What music are you into?
I like it all. I'm really into classic rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite classic rock band?
I'm in like a Fleetwood Mac era right now. Yeah.
Really good choice. Yeah. Okay. What is your go-to date night food?
Oh, pizza, 100%.
Good choice.
Pizza. Yeah.
Okay. What's your go-to date night activity if you're going out doing something?
I like a good walk and talk.
Oh, that's nice.
I like a good walk and talk. You know what I mean? Like it's the opposite of like a movie, because as much as I love movies, you're kind of just both locked in and not talking to each other. But I just love to jabber on. Probably tell.
We always say on the pod, if you're doing the movie date, do movie and dinner, not dinner 100%. And movie, because then you can talk about the movie and dinner.
Yeah, coffee, slice of pie, maybe afterwards.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like if you do the movie and dinner, you can get a lot of clues about how they respond to the movie. You know, be like, "Ooh, that was an interesting take. I don't know about that."
Yeah. It's very telling. Totally.
It is. All right. Which do you like better, dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Okay. Which do you like better, beaches or mountains?
Mountains.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite holiday to celebrate?
Oh man, I think it's gotta be Halloween. All the costumes, all the dressing up, all the fun stuff. Kids get into it. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Do you have an epic Halloween costume? Your best one?
I grew out like a real thick mustache one year, or I had a beard, and then I took the beard off, and I had this hectic like Beastie Boys Sabotage type of mustache. And I was like a cop, and I put on some aviators, much like these, a little cap gun. And I was a detective. I was a cop. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Halloween is really like the creativity of it.
People go crazy.
Really fun.
It's so cool.
Yeah. All right. Last question. What's your favorite Hallmark or romantic movie?
Man, that's tough. Hallmark. This is not a Hallmark movie at all, but it's like this Argentinian film. Then they remade it into an American version. Julia Roberts. I don't think I ever saw that version of it, but the original Argentinian was a movie called The Secret in Their Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a romantic movie. I mean, it is, but it's a twisted weirdo movie.
Isn't that
I'm like,
that doesn't somebody get killed and then she's yeah, I
yeah,
haven't seen
it's
it.
dark. It's
Yeah.
super dark. So this is like a horrible answer to your question. I'm sorry. I'm like revealing myself in my dark twisted ways here. But the secret in there, because it was like a love story that gets there's like a murder and a kidnapping. So it's like a murder mystery kind of a thing, and it's like all these different
Oh,
timelines as well.
yeah.
But but I remember I had to see that movie like a few times in theaters because it was just so
Yeah,
powerful.
I think it might have won Best International Film or was
You
certainly
know which one I'm talking about, right?
nominated.
Okay,
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I know it. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
good,
I
good,
haven't
good,
seen
good.
it, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've heard of it. So,
Yeah.
wow. So that
That or like in a weird way, but I'm strange like that. I think it's like a Blue Valentine or something like that, which
oh,
is
so
like
you another dark one.
super
Well,
dark. I'm
sad.
like revealing myself here as like a psycho,
Sad.
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that movie just goes up and it's going down at the same time, right? Like it goes back and
Yeah,
forth in the timelines, and it's like
I
such a
see that.
horrible, gut wrenching,
Have you seen
tragic movie.
the last 5 years with Jeremy Jordan and Anna Kendrick?
No.
If you like Blue Valentine, you should definitely check out that. I think it's way
Okay.
underrated.
Okay.
It's
The
based
last
on
5 years, it's called.
the last 5 years. It's based on the Broadway musical, and
Okay.
for the Broadway musical, uh, one of them is starting at the end of the relationship, one of them is starting at the beginning of the relationship, and they're on different sides of
Oh.
the stage, and so you're getting and then when they have the wedding
Yeah,
in
yeah,
both
yeah, yeah, yeah.
narratives, they meet in that's the only time the two come in contact with each other.
Oh,
And so
cool.
then they took that same idea and put it into the movie, and I really like it. I think it's
Interesting. I
yeah, it's
gotta check
a
that out. The last five
underrated.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay,
good.
cool.
So
Great
well,
recommendation. That and
yeah.
Arcane. That and Arcane. I'm gonna check
Oh
out.
yeah. Well, let me know what you think.
I will.
Email me what
I
you think
will.
of Arcane, because I mean, just visually alone is just spectacular, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's really good. If Arcane and Hilda, those are
Hilda. Yes. Yep.
really
I'm
good.
gonna jot
Both
those
those
down.
shows.
Yeah.
Yep. So, well, very good. You did it. You answered all the questions.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so
And
much, Rachel. I
yeah,
appreciate this.
thanks for coming on and talking with us. And do you have social media or anything like that you want to share?
It's just my name. Yeah, my social media is not that crazy, but yeah, it's just my name, Al Mukadam, at Al
Okay.
Mukadam on Instagram. You can come find me there and check me out.
All
I
right.
post what I'm
Great.
working on and stuff like that. So yeah,
Well, good luck with the new season, and we're excited to
thank you.
hear more about it in coming months.
Yeah, let's do this again soon.
Okay.
All
Definitely.
right, thanks so much.
We'd like to thank Al for coming on the podcast. This was so much fun to get to talk with him. I had a blast. I hope you enjoyed it too. Let me know what you think about all the things we talked about in the comment section or on Twitter. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all of our social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. Check that out. Make sure you check out our playlist with all of our The Way Home interviews and coverage and recaps and everything that we've got going on. Let's take a look at that. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. We really appreciate that. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate that so much. We also have our Patreon group, which is the biggest way you can support everything we're doing. And we talk about The Way Home and all the shows in our Facebook group. And we have our bonus content, and we have our watch alongs and other things you can participate in. It's really great to be a patron. And then the merch store, we have The Way Home merch. It's really fun stuff. Check that out. And thanks again to Al, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.